Hey, welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. And here's another interview that we did while at KBF. Now, this one's Redline Distillery. It was probably one of my favorite craft distilleries that I discovered this year at KBF. I really like what they're doing. I like what they're kind of pushing and how they're doing things differently. This is the third one in the KBF interview series. So if you have not seen those other ones, I will leave a link to it right here. I really think you're going to like this interview and it's going to speak for itself on everything that they're trying to do. So let's get into this one.
So you want me to start now?
So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell me how you got started into the industry, and if you don't mind, some of the product options.
Yeah. So my name's Taylor Morley. I'm the owner and master blender for Redline Whiskey Company. My family's been in the wine industry for my whole life. So I grew up in the wine industry, and actually, I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. So when I was 21, I'm 31 right now. So when I was 21, bourbon was coming back around to being cool again. So of course we all drank whiskey and bourbon. And I actually started a charity in my early 20s called the Bourbon Syndicate. It was a 501c3 where we did barrel picks back in those days. And combination of things pushed me to want to do my own thing. And obviously with the industry background I had, it was a lot easier. I had some friends. I actually owned a moonshine distillery. They let me move my first barrels over, and we started with Tennessee and Kentucky release February of 22. And we won the Best of Class Platinum Award for the SIP Awards in 22 with our toasted single barrel bourbon. And that put us from 2 states to 17 states and 2 countries in 2 years. So
amazing.
It's been a long, lot of no sleep rides.
But the snowball's starting to pick up some steam.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we got some really cool stuff. We have our first bottled in bond. So it's part of our new small batch series, which we've been working on in order to bring the same flavor profile that we're known for, but while keeping it more affordable. So this starts out at $59.99. This is a second one that we did here of our small batch. It's our toasted small batch at 109 proof, still way above 100. And this one retails about $64.99. We have one more of those. It's a 6-year barrel strength that retails, barrel proof, that retails at $69.99. So those 3 are our new core product line. And actually, we're just launching them here at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So,
Wow.
And the cool things we got today are we have one of our Tokai. Oh yeah, here's the third one. So that's our new barrel proof. So these 3 are.
But these are your gonna be everywhere.
These are going to be our core standard offerings, still done in very small batches, 10 barrel blends at a time. So you'll see a lot of different batch numbers, but while still keeping that consistent profile. And obviously the barrel proof will change. Toasted batch may change proof a little bit. It's only our first one. If 109 works for all, we may keep it, but if it doesn't, we'll go with whatever tastes the best. So. For specialty stuff, we have our Tokai finish. So this is a Hungarian wine, so 7-year bourbon, finished in Hungarian wine barrels for 14 months additional. So this one's really fun, and it's a bourbon instead of a rye. I know most people that have done the Tokai have done rye finished Tokais, so this is a bourbon. And this one is part of our experimental cast series. Our Elements is our experimental wood series. So the whole point of Elements was to explore the elements of wood.
Nice.
So as you were talking about, we have the Hive edition. This one is a variation of our Ambriana, which I don't have right now. It's from spring to fall, and it is a. The regular one we do is just Ambriana. It's 103 proof. We do it in small batch. This one is, of course, a specialty release. It is honey and Ambriana mixed together, and we do it about 2 times a year.
Wow. As I was mentioning earlier, that is like Rio killer. I mean, it is much better flavored, more intense. I like Rio. This kicks ass.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And the Mongolian is really fun. So this is a pet project of mine. It's a second release from Elements that we have. It took me about 3 years to get the wood in. It's Mongolian oak, which is an Asian oak from Mongolia, Genghis Khan area back in the day, which went up into Russia a little bit, and so northern Asia, northern Asia peninsula. So this is very hard. It's an endangered species. Buffalo Trace did one in 2016 with their Charter Oak series, and I've heard that they vowed to never do it again. It is unporous. So it leaks everywhere.
Okay.
Our first batch of this, we lost 700 bottles worth of juice out of our blend, the equivalent in juice. This is our batch 2. So this one's really fun. We do one batch a year.
Okay. So now we've got this pour here right in front of us. Doc already drank it.
I drank mine. Yeah. Mine's gone. So I mean, yeah, sure. What do you want to?
Which one?
Let me try your element. Just
Now on your Mongolian. Now what? If you don't mind sharing, what is the mash bill
Thank
on
you.
the Mongolian?
Yeah, so Mongolian is 75 corn, 21 rye, 4 malted barley.
See, and I don't know if it's something with the wood, but I get a little bit more of a maltiness, smokiness than I would expect out of a 4%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is generally does that? Would you expect for the Mongolian oak to impart into the bourbon?
So that's a big question. There was nothing to base it on. Batch 1 was my first representation of where I thought I was at
Yeah.
and what I thought was good. Batch 2, I think, is much more in depth because I've been on batch 2. I think that these are going to get much, I don't want to say better, but much more in depth over time as I get to really play with this. It's not like something I can call one of my buddies and ask
How do you do this? What do you
time
think about
frames
this?
or what they've tried before, or even go out and buy a bottle of somebody else's that has done it. So it is it's a labor of love, and each batch is a little bit different. I keep pushing the boundaries every time on time frames and where we're positioning on what time of year we're doing it. So dark fruit is what I get a lot of, deep dark fruit, and not necessarily red fruit, just that deep light fruit flavor, but with that deep.
Well, tell me what a bunch is.
What you expect from a dark
Yeah.
fruit? You know, more of the bitterness than the sweetness. Yeah, and I get an exotic wood flavor that I can't really put.
yeah, it's very different. That's very different. It was good.
So now, is this a whole barrel made out of this, or different staves that are made?
So
into
we
it?
use a whole barrel currently.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we had a barrel, a cooperage. We partnered with. We brought the wood in, and they actually put them together.
Okay.
So in the future, it may change.
Might do staves or something like that, so you don't lose so
well,
much.
Might even cut blocks up and put it in the barrel.
Well, there's a new basically metal barrel where we can have slats cut
Oh, interesting.
instead of having the whole barrel made.
Okay.
Just because we lose so much.
Yeah, you want to be able to keep the hard work that you put into it.
Yeah. So we're working with that just to see if it changes, but I'm kind of picky on my ingredients.
You have to be.
If
You
it
have to be.
doesn't work, it doesn't. We'll just stick with the way we're doing it now.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to give up that angel share, right?
Yeah.
Or a little bit extra.
A little extra.
So you've gone with the Amburana. Now you've got the Mongolian. Like, can you share what your next wood might be?
Yeah, so we have a really fun one. We're working with 2 that I really like. We're doing a pecan right now, which I think is going to be really fun. And we're working with Missouri.
Oh, nice. Those are good.
Very nice.
Are you kind of doing a cigar blend with that one, or what are you doing with that one?
Missouri?
Yeah.
No, just some Missouri. We have a cigar blend. I'm pretty traditional. Armagnac, Cognac, Cherry.
There you go.
I did throw 1% of Amburana in our cigar blend.
Okay.
Just to make it my own because we've been doing Amburana since before Amburana was cool.
Yeah.
Or not cool. However you feel
Depending
depending on your forte. But yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so very much for your time.
Yeah,
Really
I haven't
appreciate
seen
it, man.
I haven't seen you in Texas.
We are trying to get to Texas. So
All
we
right.
signed up and we were about to launch with one of our distributors and it did not feel right, so I did not launch with that.
Don't blame you. But hopefully you get to Texas
We're
soon.
looking for one.
Hopefully you get to Texas soon. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Wow, so what did you think of that interview? I really hope it comes to Texas soon. I really like the pours I had from them. I wish I could have grabbed more bottles and brought them home with me. Unfortunately, I can't, but hopefully they come either sometime to me soon. If not, I'm probably just going to make a trip out to where they're at as well. I really wanted to look for that cigar blend. I wish I would have known about that that Hive one being so limited, because I would have tried to grab another bottle of that. I really enjoyed that one. It's very, very different. And like Sean said, I actually think it is a real killer. That'd be fun to do that, compare side to side, right? Well, thank you again for joining me down another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends. Cheers.